A place of worship is a consecrated space. People of faith come to perform acts of devotion. Melbourne being a cosmopolitan city, people from 200 countries around the world, with different languages, cultures and customs live together. This is a melting pot of civilizations, and religious places of worship in Melbourne offers a window of opportunity to get to know customs and traditions of people from other countries around the world.
Here we are taking you to 5 must-visit religious centers open to people from all faiths, to learn their culture and traditions.
Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Now, let us begin our journey to the 5 must-visit places of worship in Melbourne. Heavenly Queen Temple. The Heavenly Queen Temple in Footscray in Melbourne, with its 15 meters high statue of sea goddess Mazu, is positioned to catch the attention of all metro train passengers along the Sydenham train line due to its uniqueness. This temple is the most prominent center of Chinese culture in Melbourne, as it offers a unique opportunity to get to know Chinese religious customs and traditions. Once fully completed, the temple complex will be home to a memorial hall, souvenir shop, office, exhibition center, drum tower, a secondary temple, bell tower, lake pavilion and extensive Chinese gardens. The temple is situated alongside the Marian River and is approximately 40,000 square meters in area, of which 2/3 will be allocated for the Chinese garden and car park. All buildings in the temple complex are constructed in traditional Chinese temple style, with red brick walls and golden rooftop. Apart from being a place of worship, the temple complex is designed to serve as a future meeting place and a tourism destination. The main hall of the temple with the deities were opened in 2015, and worship began since then. Visitors from any ethnic group are welcome here to worship the goddess, regardless of their religious backgrounds. The golden statue of the goddess installed at the temple garden was imported from Nanjing in China. Goddess Mazu remains a symbol of cultural identity for Chinese worldwide. Mazu being a patron of the seas, newly arrived immigrants from China often erected temples to her as a thanksgiving for safe travel to their new destination. Today, Goddess Mazu has nearly 5,000 temples worldwide and over 200 million worshippers. The Mazu worship takes virtue, benevolence and love as its core and has been passed down generations through sacrificial ceremonies, folk stories, dance and music. Heavenly Queen, also known as Mazu. Lin Mo Liang was born on Meizhou Island in Fujian Province in AD 960 during the reign of Sung Dynasty in China. It is believed that Mazu did not cry during birth, so her given name was Lin Mo, which means silent one. Mo was kind-hearted, highly intelligent and possessed extremely good memory and learned Confucius by the age of 8 and the principal Buddhist sutras by age 11. She treated and cared for the sick, with her vast knowledge in Chinese medicine. She also possessed good grasp of astronomy and meteorology and could forecast weather, helping fishermen avoid the dangers of the sea. She was a good swimmer and guided fishing boats home, by standing on the shore in red garments regardless of the harsh or dangerous weather. Her transformation to the status of goddess began after saving some members of her family, who was caught offshore during a typhoon. She saved her father and 2 brothers with her spiritual power, but could not save her other brother as her mother roused her from her trance. She practiced celibacy, out of regret for not being able to save one of her brothers. She is believed to have died at the age of 28 while meditating. There are many legends about her death, one stating, she drowned while attempting to find her father, who was lost in the sea, and other describing her ascent into heaven as goddess. Legend has it that as a colored cloud rose from the mountain, and wonderful music was heard in the sky, Lin was carried into heaven in a golden pillar of light. Mazu is known by 36 other titles. Mazu's birthday falls on the 23rd day of the 3rd month of the Chinese lunar calendar, and the anniversary of her death is the 9th day of the 9th lunar month. Both days are celebrated in line with Chinese customs and traditions. Fishermen do not fish during her birthday. Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple. Located 36 kilometers southeast of Melbourne CBD, Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple at Carrum Downs is the largest Hindu temple in Melbourne. This is the most prominent Hindu temple in Melbourne, and devotees come here from all around Melbourne on weekends and Hindu auspicious days. Temple also organizes Hindu festivals like Holi and Diwali, which are well attended. The temple is a classic example of South Indian temple construction. The temple is dedicated to Hindu gods Shiva and Vishnu, and these two deities have separate shrines and entrances. Other deities in the temple are Ganapati, Chandikeshwar, Subramanya, Mahalakshmi, Andal, Sriram, Sita, and Hanuman. There is also a shrine for Navagrahas, which 9 grahas of Indian astrology. Graha means planetary bodies that can influence human life. Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer are the supreme divinity or trinity in Hinduism. There are only a very few temples for Lord Brahma, the creator, in India. Shiva is the supreme being who creates, protects and transforms the universe, and is usually depicted with a serpent around his neck, a crescent moon adorning his head, river Ganga flowing from his hair, and carrying a weapon Trishula in his hand. Shiva is the patron god of yoga, meditation and arts. Vishnu is the preserver in the Hindu trinity and is usually depicted as having a dark or pale blue complexion and having 4 arms. The temple also has a few peacocks. Peacock is revered as the vehicle of Lord Subramanya, son of Lord Shiva in Hindu mythology. The temple has a canteen, famous for Indian vegetarian delicacies like puri, idli, masala dosa, thali, pasari, bashannu vada, etc. This is run hygienically, and is the best place for tasting Indian vegetarian food, at reasonable prices. The temple auditorium can be booked for conducting traditional Hindu type of wedding. Quang Minh Buddhist Temple. Quang Minh Buddhist Temple is situated about 12 kilometers west of Melbourne CBD, overlooking the gentle Maribyrnong River, at the suburb of Braybrook. Quang Minh Temple is a center for the Vietnamese Buddhist community in Victoria. This is one of the most significant Buddhist institutions in Australia. The fundamental aims of Buddhism are to encourage people to live in peace and harmony by providing essential cultural, social and educational services to the community at large. The temple also teaches meditation and martial arts. The temple has Buddhist Learning Center, Community Services Hub and Cultural Center. Every year thousands of people from across Victoria descend for the Quang Minh Tet Festival for performances, stunning fireworks, Buddhist chants and delicious food. The temple provides free vegetarian food to nearly 400 people every Sunday. St. Patrick's Cathedral.
St. Patrick's Cathedral occupies a magnificent position in Melbourne, and is the largest church building in Australia. It is the cathedral church of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Melbourne, and the seat of its archbishop. It was conferred the title and dignity of minor basilica in 1974, by Pope Paul VI. The church is located at Eastern Hill, just across St. Peter's Church. The cathedral was built in stages from 1858 to 1939 in Gothic Revival style. The cathedral is built on a traditional east-west axis, with the altar at the eastern end, symbolizing belief in the resurrection of Christ. The building of the cathedral commenced in 1858, and it was consecrated in 1897. The cathedral's highly regarded organ and exceptional acoustics ensure its popularity with leading musicians and choral groups, as a favored setting for concerts of sacred music. In 1848, James Gould was appointed the first Bishop of Melbourne, and became the 4th Bishop in Australia. Negotiations with the colonial government for the grant of 5 acres of land for a church in the Eastern Hill area began in 1848. On April 1, 1851, only 16 years after the foundation of Melbourne, the Colonial Secretary of Victoria finally granted the site to the Roman Catholic Church. Gould decided to build his cathedral on the Eastern Hill site. Since the Catholic community of Melbourne was at the time almost entirely Irish, the cathedral was dedicated to St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland.
All Nations Marian Center. The big cross that adorns the hilltop at Bacchus Marsh is visible from the Western Freeway for the passing motorists. The All Nations Marian Center that graces the landscape is a shrine dedicated to Our Lady Ta Pinu, a religious devotion which originated on Gozo, the sister island of Malta. The faith of Our Lady of Ta Pinu has spread to wherever there was a Maltese diaspora. Tunisia was the first place outside Malta to have an icon of Our Lady Ta Pinu installed in a local church. When Tunisia became a republic in 1957, this icon was removed from the church and brought to a church in Kensington in Melbourne. In 1992, plans were made to build a church in Bacchus Marsh for Ta Pinu, and an official mass was celebrated on 27 March 1993. A big concrete cross was erected at the top of the hill, and was blessed by His Lordship Dr. Francis Thomas Little, Archbishop of Melbourne, on Saturday 24 February 1996. A symbolic path, marking the Stations of Cross representing Jesus' journey to crucifixion, goes around the hill beginning from the monument of Our Lady, and ending near the chapel at the hilltop. The Way of the Cross, designed similar to Stations of the Cross in Gozo, has 14 statues, representing Jesus' journey, marked with a wooden cross and an olive tree. The Marian Center also features 12 oratories erected by different ethnic communities, which makes it an all-nations church. Virgin Mary is worshipped in many different names around the globe. The chapels are by Maltese, Italian, Filipino, Hispanic, Sri Lankan, Indian, Portuguese, Slovenian, Vietnamese, Polish and Indonesian ethnic groups. If you have enjoyed watching the video, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.